All right, mock draft number 2. Let's go ahead and get it. I'm going to share my screen here. You can see all of the spots I have not mocked from yet. Ryan is obviously going to be joining with me again. The first time we did it out of the 22 spot, I put all the rest of our draft slots here into a randomizer. I'm going to see which one I'm going to be. All right, I'm drafting out of the 6th slot. The 6th slot is Jake Sigmund's spot. So that's what we're going to draft from today. Okay. So we're going to get started here. Change the clock to 60 seconds. And then we're going to get started. So again, I'm on to the 6th slot for Jake Sigmund today. Well, quite the running back run. If I look here at the list, oh my God, Zeke fell all the way to 6 over Cook, who's holding out, and Michael Thomas, who's a wide receiver. I would much rather have a running back here at this spot. So it's very easy pick for me at 106, and that's Zeke. There's 2 quarterbacks right there, 21, 22. Zeke has a bye in week 10 as well. So, that's good. Because if you take a quarterback early, you're kind of strapping yourself. Also, if you get a prime one, that's good as well. Notice, unlike when I was doing it for Charlie last week, I was looking at matchups for the first pick. At that first pick with Zeke just sitting there, knowing he has a late bye, it's almost a lock for me to take. I like DJ Chark a lot. Could go with Prescott and lock off the quarterback position. I don't really know if I feel good about that. Um, I'm gonna go Chark here, and then I'm probably gonna hope one of these quarterbacks is available when it swings back to me. So Deshaun Watson, Russell Wilson, although he has a week 6 bye, I'm gonna go DJ Chark. Okay, so Deshaun Watson is there if I want him. He has a week 8 bye, which is nice. I look at all these other options. I got Breeze, who I like Breeze more than Deshaun Watson. However, still has an earlier bye. I don't really want to deal with that, especially knowing that quarterback is going to be thin in those first couple weeks for who's on free agency. Um, Additionally, with Deshaun Watson, a lot of these other guys are kind of injury prone, and we don't really know what a lot of their definitive roles are going to be. Rookies, injured, Braun coming back from retirement / WWE. So I'm going to take Deshaun Watson. That's a nice 3 right there. Nice thing about Gulag is passing touchdowns are only 4 points, so you know Deshaun Watson's going to run a lot. Lost Hopkins, but I think there's a couple serviceable options there for them to use. And he's still one of those top tier guys in the quarterback position. You don't even have to worry about it late. The only quarterbacks you'd really have to worry about is if you want to kind of strap someone for the quarterback and double down like defense. And here it comes. There's a defense. First one, 49ers. Fourth round. Ugh, that's disgusting. There's another one. Two of them. All right, back to me on the clock. So we got a quarterback, we got a running back, we have a wide receiver. If you look at the ADP here, there's a lot of defenses, but I really don't like the defense. So I'm going to start looking at some individual positions. Wide receiver, there's still a lot of good options there. If we look at tight end, not the best. You have Austin Hooper, who could be a nice option with a 9-week bye. I like Gesicki a lot as well. He has week 11 bye, so that's even better. So I'm going to keep these two in mind. I got about 20 seconds. I think I can swing one of these wide receivers, or I'm just going to lock down the running back position. It's pretty gross. I'm going to take one of these tight ends before someone else does. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my guy, which is Mike Gesicki. All right, so now we're going to have to take a long, hard look at these running backs. There was one I saw at first glance that I'm knowing is still there, and it's right here, Duke Johnson. There's also Nyheim Hines, who gets involved in the passing game. It's a full PPR. That's also an interesting option. If you look at all these other guys, there's no one on here that I have any interest at all in. They're no good roles. So I'm now currently debating on Duke Johnson, which, it's nice because we have Deshaun Watson, and then also Nyheim Hines with Indianapolis. With Philip Rivers and the amount of time that he dumps down to the running back, that could be a nice sneaky option for your running back too, at least to start the year. So when I compare these two right now, you see that they're very close in ADP. For projections, Nyheim Hines is projected for more, and I am going to take Duke Johnson here. With David Johnson on the team, he got injured a lot in his career so far. I don't think Duke Johnson can be the workhorse back, but even when they went out and got Carlos Hyde last year, Duke Johnson still produced. And by the time that you get to, his bye week, you look here, right at the beginning of the year. I mean, he's scoring nearly double digits right off the bat. How can you ask for anything else in a running back two, at least to start the year in such a deep league? I know we only have one wide receiver, but if we look here, there's still some good options. I mean, like Lazard, how is Mike Williams still there? I don't get it. But if you look at like some of these guys, they're still going to produce, and I think we're 100% going to be taking a wide receiver when it comes back, unless there's a better flex option, which I don't think there is at running back. Here it comes. I'm absolutely disgusted that there was kickers taken in the 5th round. What a freaking joke! There's been 3 off the board. 4. I hate to give away strategy, but taking a kicker in the top 8 rounds is not good for a league like this. Still get a kicker that's going to score similar points late. All right, so we're looking at the wide receivers here. Curtis Samuel's staring me right in the face. Seems like the most appealing option here. Hunter Renfrow is a good option as well. I like those two guys. Looking down the list, I don't really think any of these guys have a really definitive role to start. Like I said, Curtis Samuel caught my eye right away. I'm going to definitely go with him. Look at his bye week, week 13. Beautiful. You may not have him in week 13, but it's still worth that wait. Okay, let's see who we got for defense. I know it's not the most ideal. The Chiefs is an appealing defense. So is the Titans. I like the Titans. I want to see who the Titans have. This is inaccurate because there's only 2 preseason games. Okay, so we got Broncos and we got the Jags. That's a nice start. And then we got the Vikings, but you might even have a different defense by that time. I do like the Titans defense. They're very good. However, we're going to be giving up the option for a flex if we do that. So I'm not going to take a defense right now. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the other guy I was talking about, which is Hunter Renfrow. I know he has a week 6 bye, but it should be very, very easy to replace him before that happens, as long as you survive to that week. So if we look at your roster right now, we got Deshaun Watson, Zeke, Duke Johnson, DJ Chark, Curtis Samuel, Mike Gesicki, and Hunter Renfrow. That's a nice lineup right there. I would have liked to get the Titans defense, and they're not there anymore. But we're going to have to start looking when it comes back to us. Don't want to end up with, like, I don't know, the Lions defense or something. None of the guys I've taken so far have any risk at all, I would say. Look at all of them. I mean, who's your most risky player? Curtis Samuel or Mike Gesicki? Because you don't know what Samuel's role is going to be with Teddy Bridgewater, with those new weapons that they brought in. But I think it should be all good, at least to start the year. So let's start looking at some defenses. We got our flex filled. All right, so we see defenses here. We got the Jets, the Falcons, the Cardinals, the Lions. All right, they start with the 49ers. That's not ideal. So we're going to do Falcons. Start with the Seahawks. And then the Cowboys. Yuck. Don't want that. The Jets. All right, so the Jets start with the Bills. Not the best defense, not the best offense. But, I mean, if you look at all these other teams, I don't like any of these other defenses. So, they're playing against the Bills to start, not an explosive offense. I'm going to take the Jets. Little uncertainty there. And I know they play the 49ers in week 2. I don't think they're going to score negative points, though. Jamal Adams getting traded away would not be ideal. All right, so we're going to look at some of these other options. We got Tua. I don't think he's going to start the year. Not really a wise decision to pick him up. Play defense. A lot of these other all the quarterbacks are gone now. So I'm going to start looking at some areas of depth. Kendrick Bourne is an interesting option. When Debo is not going to start the year healthy. These other guys. Stills, I'm going to go with Kendrick Bourne, be our first guy off the bench. I'm uneasy about that defense pick, but just realize if I would have taken, look at who was available right here, this range. Not many good flex options compared to if I would have taken the Titans defense over the Jets. Okay, if I would have worked out, I would have probably taken a guy like Chenault's somewhat interesting because the Jaguars are going to try to get him involved a lot. But oh my God, someone took Kyle Juszczyk as a fullback. What the hell? When you draft bench players this late, just think of them as basically being fillers. Probably people you're going to cut if you can get a good waiver claim in for someone that gets eliminated. Oh, please fall to me. Oh, okay. Holy crap, these are disgusting options. I do not remember them being this bad last time I did mock. All right, so I'm just going to look at tight end. I know we have Gesicki. Ugh. I think Dawson Knox is kind of interesting as a backup tight end. He's going to be the starter. He's going to be on the field all the time for the Bills. So I'm going to go with Dawson Knox. No, I passed by a lot of tight ends for ADP, but I don't really think that those guys are going to be a definitive role like Dawson Knox is. Okay, I can't believe I'm doing this, but I'm going to look at kicker right now. I don't know necessarily how many have been drafted. But at this point, if I look at, who all these guys are here, the only other option I'd really do is play defense and block. Take like Herbert or Fitzpatrick. But I'm going to take a kicker before they start flying off the board. Tampa Bay has a really good offense. Steelers have a really good offense. So I think both of these are quite interesting options. I didn't talk about buying my last two picks, but they're both week 11 buys. I don't even know if they'll be your new roster for long, but look at your kickers. Matt Gay, I like that a lot. Week 13 buy. The only other kicker that's going to have a week 13 buy is the Carolina Panthers. I'll take him. And that's going to be solid because he's already like a top 12 kicker and he has a good offense. All right, so starting lineup's full. We got Deshaun Watson, Zeke, Duke Johnson, DJ Chark, Curtis Samuel, Mike Gesicki, Hunter Renfrow, Matt Gay, and the Jets defense. I like that. I don't like the defense, but again, you saw the benefits of me skipping over a defense. I don't think that a defense is going to destroy your week. Unless they absolutely get shit on by the 49ers, they should score at least like 1 point. If not zero, and it doesn't hurt you. Or if you're so confident that they're going to score you negative points, you don't even have to start a defense. Another mindset that a lot of people are going to have to think about on a weekly basis. Curious where Cam Newton went. Let's see. So Cam Newton went the fifth. This could definitely pay off, but Cam Newton got paid so little, $500,000, and it's an incentive-based deal. Literally, the Patriots could cut him if he's not healthy in training camp. But yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I think Cam's already going to be the starter. I'm just saying that you got to play devil's advocate once in a while. All right, come back to me on the clock. Gonna easily play defense here on quarterback. And I'm going Fitzpatrick if he's there. Yes. All right, Fitzpatrick it is. So let's see quickly before I end this how many teams did not have a quarterback. I'm assuming everybody did. Oh no, because there's so many teams that played two quarterbacks. Oh my gosh. Whoever was in the 10 spot did not get it. And they started their first 5 picks with a wide receiver. Imagine starting Royce Freeman and Jeff Wilson in your running back spots. Holy crap. And then this team, Jalen Samuels and Benny Snell running backs. Oh my God. Wide receivers, Lazard and Cobb. Gross. Well, looks like everybody got a kicker. There's a kicker run right here. 5 straight kickers. Okay, so that's kind of my breakdown and mock draft for Big Sigmund. Again, here's your starting lineup. Sean Watson, Zeke, Duke Johnson, DJ Chark, Curtis Samuel, Gesicki, Hunter Renfrow, Matt Gay, and the Jets. See you next time for another mock draft.